I am Broken Matt Hardy, and this magnificent video broadcast is dedicated to one of my favorite YouTubers in the multiverse, yes, and that is you, Alyx, yes. Alyx, first and foremost, my friend, I must tell you, your YouTube channel is absolutely wonderful, yes! I have seen it, and your wrestling reviews are some of the greatest in all of space and time, yes! You are making the multiverse proud, Alyx, yes! And to anyone out there that has not had a chance to espy Alyx's YouTube channel, you should right now. His channel name is just Alyx, and he reviews wrestling. Go there, check out his content. You will find it absolutely stupendous. Yes. Keep up the great work, my friend. You are winning in your battles in the great war. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you feel it? Do you taste it? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the electricity that once surrounded AEW. And I think before long, AEW will be back in business. Big business. Hello all, welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx. Now look, I caught some heat. Probably rightfully so. But I caught some heat on Sunday saying AEW just had its best pay-per-view ever. One of the best pay-per-views I have personally ever seen. Gave it my highest rating. Revolution is going down in history as one of the greatest wrestling shows, one of the best shows for any wrestling fan. And I stand by it even now. I went back and watched it. Yeah. It is worth the rating I gave it. So I might catch heat again when I talk about tonight's Dynamite, because it might just be the momentum from Revolution. And look, was tonight a perfect show? No. There are some glaring issues that we could talk about, but I'm sorry. There's something in the air. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord. There's something in the air right now. It's palpable. It's exciting. I feel like the buzz is coming back to AEW. So I could look at the glaring issues. I could talk about the fact that, once again, the women only had one match tonight. I could talk about the fact that there wasn't a lot of people in the audience. It was, 3,500 in an arena that sat 13,000? Yes, look. We can talk about that. Or we can talk about the fact that we had Kazuchika Okada make a shocking appearance and turn heel. Join the Elite. At first, I was like, what are you doing? Why would you, wait a minute. This sets up Okada and Kenny Omega in the future. And Okada will be a heel versus a babyface Kenny Omega. I don't hate that, actually. And the more I thought about it, heel Okada is something I personally have never seen before. It's a new direction for him. Let's see how it works. I think I'm going to like it. I think it actually might work out over time. We'll see. I personally think Okada is too cool and too good to be booed, but let's see what he can do. We could also talk about the fact that we had Kyle Fletcher and a fantastic main event with Will Ospreay. There's something about this Will Ospreay kid. Who am I talking about? Yeah, Will Ospreay is continuing to prove he is the best wrestler in the world. Overall performer. Will Ospreay is amazing. He is, without a doubt, the man to watch when it comes to in-ring action, professional wrestling. And then before we could even take in the main event, because the main event was outstanding, but before we could take it in, breathe it in, and relax, light up a cigarette and just soak in the awesomeness, out comes Bryan Danielson. Bryan freaking Danielson, someone that I consider to be the best wrestler in the world, coming face to face with a man that people also consider to be the best in the world. We have a match here that's an easy, already written for you storyline. Who's the best in the world? That's all it needs to be. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't add any craziness to it. Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay, who's the best in the world? I don't know when you're going to do it. Just say when. Just say when. And I'm there. You already know I'm going to be there. I don't know, y'all. This excitement. There's excitement in the air when it comes to AEW right now. I didn't even talk about next week. Let's not forget that next week is big business. That will be the debut of Mercedes Moné. Wow. Oh, man, I'm excited.
So, do we have to introduce a new Ospreay scale for match ratings? He starts at 5 stars and goes up to 10 laughing face.
Basically, he broke the scale. He breaks the scale every single time. There is no such thing as star ratings for Ospreay. There is no such thing. It's just an Ospreay match. And it's automatically 5 stars. And I agree with Nickname Mai. At this point, anytime you see Will Ospreay inside the ring, just instantly give it 5 stars. That's how good he is. But yeah, Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay? Send me to heaven now. Swerve Strickland clearly is not done with Samoa Joe. But unfortunately, he has to contend with Wardlow, who does have a title shot against Samoa Joe next week. But it's looking like we're going to do Swerve and Samoa Joe at Dynasty. Hangman Page will not be involved because he's currently on leave, personal leave. So don't know when he's coming back for sure, but that's something to definitely look into. They're doing a tag team tournament. A tag team tournament to find out who's going to be the new tag team champs. Since Sting and Darby Allin did indeed vacate the championship. Sting is done. Darby Allin will be going to climb Mount Everest sometime soon. His final match will be next week against Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Oh god, I hate that so much. You know who it is. Switchblade Jay White. So after that, Darby will be on leave himself. And hopefully he can come back alive. That would be nice if he didn't, leave us. Adam Copeland came back to finish his feud with Christian in 2 weeks in Toronto. I Quit match for the TNT Championship. Can't wait to see where that one goes. And they were also doing some things with the women. Even though it was just one match, I do appreciate that there's a storyline here with Stokely Hathaway, Kris Statlander, and of course, Willow. Statlander hasn't been having the best of luck with wins. And is that going to affect her personality going forward? Is she going to start cheating? Because she could have beat Riho tonight for 2 reasons. If Stokely Hathaway didn't interfere, but also if she used the chain. So now she has 2 paths. Will she turn heel or will she stay the good path? We know Willow is going to stay the good path. She's taking on Riho next week. And they're setting her up to fight Julia Hart, although Thunder Rosa... Well, never mind. Thunder Rosa wants to go after Toni Storm, so that's what they're going to do in the future. But, yeah, there's a lot of things happening that I'm excited about. And then we still got Britt Baker getting ready to come back. Jamie Hayter getting ready to come back. We got Pac getting ready to come back. There's so many talents that I'm excited for, but I'm sorry. I might just be coming off of a very, very strong pay-per-view, and the momentum is affecting the way I view the show. If that is, I apologize. For me, I thought this show was great. Despite the issues, despite booking problems, despite the crowd not being all that big, I thoroughly enjoyed tonight's show. Hell, I might even call it one of the best Dynamites all year. Is it the best Dynamite all year? I would have to go back and watch the other ones, but honestly, it might be. Look, AEW's been really cold for at least the first quarter of 2024. But now, getting into the spring, and I said this, when Mercedes Moné shows up next week, they're going to get a grace period that will probably last them all the way until Forbidden Door. So I do see ticket sales going up. I see buzz coming back. I see things being just a little bit more exciting with Will Ospreay, Okada now in, and now Mercedes coming in. Will it last? I don't know. But I'm willing to go along with the ride. So I'm excited. I think things are looking up for AEW. And look, I know a lot of people were looking for me to crap on the show. I'm not going to crap on the show. I feel no need to crap on it. I think things are shaping up for the better. Ultimately, understand this, and then we'll definitely get into the review here. All I've ever wanted when it comes to All Elite Wrestling is for them to put their best foot forward. That's all I ever wanted. I'm not asking them to be WWE 24/7. I'm not asking them to give me 5-star shows, S-rated shows, A+ shows on a regular basis. No, what I want from AEW is when I turn on Dynamite, Rampage, or Collision, I want to know I'm going to watch the best show that AEW could give me. And tonight, I feel like, yeah, based off of the card they gave me, that was pretty hot. Storylines made sense. I see a good direction, or at least a clear direction for Dynasty. Let's see what happens. I'm excited. I am excited. I'm very excited for next week. That one's going to be a huge show. But tonight's Dynamite lets me know that although we still got a long way to go, I will admit that AEW is on the right track. And I think when we get to Dynasty, at the latest Double or Nothing, I feel like AEW is going to have his mojo back. But we'll have to see. Look, anything can happen. I just saw that Sammy Guevara got suspended, so that threw everything out of whack. Chris Jericho and Hook, we'll talk about that. Not feeling that. We'll see how it goes. That's one of the booking issues I'm having a problem with. But, hey, I can be positive about AEW. And I'm not doing it for clicks and views. Look at the people here. I mean, if you compare my viewership numbers, of course, compared to the WWE Raw reviews and SmackDown reviews, AEW reviews for me, they aren't that big. So I got nothing to lose here. If I really, really wanted the views, I would be a negative asshole, right? I know, like, if I came up here to shit on the show, the number would go all the way up. But I'm not going to give you guys a disingenuous review. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And I thought the show was great tonight. And I think going forward, we're in for some great shows for AEW. So let's go ahead and get into the review. I am going to break down all the segments. But you know what we got to do. We got to do the plugs. We got to do the sponsorship. We got to do the shout-outs. But thank you all for joining me. Thank you for choosing me for your weekly AEW Dynamite review. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your added help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads. Join the Discord. We are on the road to 300 followers for WrestleMania. I don't know what number we're at right now, but I think we're still closing in on 200. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, go ahead and join the Discord. The link is in the description, but also in the live chat. Also, don't forget to hit me up on TikTok. Why? I said, why? Because I'm the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school That's my t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. America! My girl! T-shirt made by It's Jane Oxen, Firestar Heart. All this down below in the description box. Today's sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the great, amazing ticketing app that allows you to get the best deals on ticket prices for any event. Concert, musicals, sporting events. What's that other one? Professional wrestling. Matter of fact, Monday Night Raw is coming to Houston this Monday. I will be going. And I did order my ticket off of SeatGeek. Got me a sweet deal for a ticket that would probably cost in the hundreds. Got it for a low price. Trust me, SeatGeek is the place to do it. And if you download the SeatGeek app today and order whatever ticket you want, but you use the promo code just Alyx, without the space, but just Alyx at checkout, I can get you $20 off your first purchase. You're welcome. But you gotta download SeatGeek. So how's about we get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get to some shout out. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the events. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlyx, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlyx. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. I want to thank you all for joining me for this live stream. Again, you could be anywhere else for your weekly reviews when it comes to AEW. You chose me, and I am always grateful. So please do me a solid favor. Hit that like button. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Also, show some love to the moderators. Ultra, Shout Nice to the Firestar Heart, Elias, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Cleo does everything. And Big NGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I think there's a super chat waiting for me. I wonder if this will play it. I think it might have already played and I missed it. I apologize. Yeah, Higurashi donated $10 at the beginning of the stream. Guys, be careful. If you donate at the beginning of the stream, sometimes Streamlabs doesn't pause it. Even though I tell it to pause all super chats, it still gets through, as you saw with Nickname Mai. It's weird like that. I don't know why it does that. It's just weird. But Higurashi did donate $10. He said, how about Okada and Will Ospreay's match tonight with Kyle Fletcher? And how about the new set design and theme? We will talk about that. I'm going to talk about the set because I thought it was beautiful. I thought that was one of the best things about tonight's show was the overall graphics atmosphere, production, and of course, the look of it, the stage. I thought that was easily a nice change of pace and a breath of fresh air for AEW. But we'll definitely talk about that. So get your super chats in, guys. They are indeed open. And by the way, show some love to the super chat champion nicknamed Mai. Homeboy is back. I think his love for wrestling, at least for AEW, might be coming back along with the hype, which I love to see. But this lovely, crazy, but lovely bastard will be defending his belt 2 nights, WrestleMania weekend. If you think you can take the belt from him, come with it. But beware. There's a reason why I call him the greatest Super Chat champion of all time. There's a reason why Franklin Torres calls him the Tribal Chief, nicknamed Mai. Acknowledge him. We'll have to find out if anyone can take his title. Alright, let's get the shoutouts out the way. Once again, Higurashi, thank you so much for the donation. Good to have you here. YouTube member Higurashi. Joe Arredondo. I also see Dossie Chatham. We got King of Waco Mundo. We got Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Juan Roscoe. Good to have you here, sir. We got Ben James. We got John Beal II. Who let the dogs out? Who? JJ Bulldog into his house. Jack Lumbombard. Brandon James. Bryce Blackwell. Oh, these are names I haven't seen in forever. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Oh, sorry, y'all. Looks like the internet decided to screw up. Oh, come on. Come on, don't do this to me. The internet screwing up already? So what I need to start doing before the streams is I'm gonna just need to just start resetting the internet. Because I really don't like it when the internet starts screwing up. Because it was good before. And now all of a sudden it just starts lagging, and I hate when that happens. Come on. Hopefully it picks it up. Are we good? Are you good? Are we good? Are we back? I do apologize, guys. I hate when the internet starts crapping out like this. It's so bad, especially for that Dynamite streams. It's so annoying. It was good before. I don't know why it started crapping out now. Are you good, sir? Are we good? Okay. I need you to stay this way. I don't know why you acting that way. I understand you might be a WWE fan. There might be some WWE fans screwing up the stream. Oh, Lord have mercy. Listen to internet, bro. Internet's terrible right now. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Hang on, y'all. We're gonna see if the internet can... Are we back? Are we good? Sorry about that, guys. Are we back? Alright, I think we're good. I think we're back. Yeah, the internet just completely went kaput. I am so sorry, guys. Okay, I think we're good now. I don't know why, but I'm gonna hope it stays good now. That's so annoying. Okay, are we good? Yeah, I don't know. Again, sometimes the internet's good, sometimes it's bad, but I'm gonna assume that we're okay. Y'all, I think some of these WWE fans are jealous. I think they jealous, y'all. They jealous of the fact that we up here talking about positive reviews about AEW, and then they try to kill the vibe. But they not gonna kill our vibe, you hear me? I think we're okay. Yeah, it's stabilized now. Don't know what was going on there for a minute. But I think we've stabilized, so hopefully it stays this way. I'm sorry. Let me do a couple more shout-outs that I'm gonna get things going. That's so annoying. God. So sorry, y'all. Everyone's saying we're good. Okay. So, let's see where we are. We have Joseph Winters, Kadeem Gomez. I think I see Highway Dealing Danger. Mike Pringle. And let's go ahead and do the last one. The last one is going to go to... Randy the freaking Ram. Alright, I think we're okay. I think we're fine. I don't really see any more issues with the internet. But yeah, AEW's killing it right now. And I do want to go ahead and talk about the show. Hopefully the internet will hold up this time. It's so weird. I don't know why it was crapping out for a second. I think from now on, before I start the stream, I'm just going to reset the router. I'm just going to reset the router so that doesn't happen again. But that's super annoying. And I know that's annoying to people who are watching it. And what's even crazier is that after the stream goes up, they take out all of the cuts and issues, so. Alright, well, it's live, so can't do nothing about that. Thank you all for being here. We're gonna go ahead and pause Super Chats for now. You can still donate, but we'll get to the rest of the Super Chats at the end of the stream. AEW Dynamite tonight was the beginning of a new era. A new look, a new logo, a new design, a new stage, and a whole new feel. So overall thoughts, I do want to pull up the stage really quickly because I did post about it. Let's talk about the logo. So the new logo, I think, is great. It's more sleek. People are comparing it to NXT 2.0, the first rendition when Vince McMahon and and Bruce Pritchard took over. Let's not talk about that. Let's not do that to ourselves, please. Can we not? I do like the coloring. Although there was a point in time where AEW did have rainbow colored, so it's not necessarily a ripoff per se of NXT. I just think it fits better with what they're trying to do here. You know what I mean? So I like the color scheme. I'm really enjoying the I don't even know what to say, but it's like a cybernetic kind of, I don't want to say Matrix, Tron kind of edit to it. It's a nice feel. I like how sleek it is. I also like the stage. This is the stage, by the way. Beautiful setup. I think this might be their best one so far. They've had tons of renditions when it comes to the Dynamite stages. This one might be my personal favorite. There's something about it that just works. And there goes the internet. Are we back? It's a bit of a lag right now with the internet, but I think we're okay. Okay, there was a lag for like 2 seconds, but I think we're fine. Okay. But I think this works best. I think this is a good, very sleek, brand new, unique setup for Dynamite. And it's always good to try something different, to try something new. This one so far is a home run, and it makes AEW feel big league. And since you have big names like Okada, Mercedes, and of course Will Ospreay coming in, and you have other names coming back, you want to feel like a big time company. So, love the stage. I think the stage is great. Yeah, I have no complaints. No complaints about the logo, no complaints about the look, no complaints about the stage. I actually think it's a great improvement from what they had before. So, and I like what Ultra Shao said here. I think the color scheme fits AEW Dynamite better than NXT does. That's just how I feel. I think it does fit the shows a tad bit better. But yeah, I want to get your thoughts. How y'all feel about it? What grade would you give the new setup, the new stage, and the new logo? Because I think it's great. People were talking about the audience tonight, and I am guilty of mentioning the crowd attendances. And yes, I will admit, going from 16,000 sold out Greensboro for Revolution, special occasion, yes, but still going from that event to 3,000 in an arena that does, 13, maybe 12,000. I get it. I know. It is a bit of a downer. I will give the crowd credit. Lots of energy. They were loud for the amount they had. Sometimes you could have 3,000 and it sound like 7,000 or 10,000. They were into the show. So for that very reason, I'm not going to crap on it too much. But yes, I do agree that when you're watching a show and then you clearly see they're not in a packed arena, it does affect the overall viewership and entertainment. It's not one of those things where people are watching for the crowd, but the crowd is a part of the show. And I'm hoping that with Mercedes Moné, who, by the way, I think the last time I saw ticket sales for next week's Dynamite, they're at 7,000. So she's actually bringing in the people. 7,000 is a great number. I think they could hit, because they need to announce some matches, they could easily do 10,000 by next week. And that would be a Raw-sized crowd, for the record. If they do 10,000, that's the same amount as a Raw crowd. So I see them doing some big numbers next week, and I see that continuing going into Forbidden Door. They're going to have a grace period. I say just let this one slide. Let this one slide. Let the 3,500 with some change, maybe close to 4,000. Let it slide. Because going forward, we're going to get bigger crowds. Because there's going to be a lot more buzz. With returns coming in, with Mercedes coming in, with Okada now here, with Ospreay now here, with Bryan Danielson going to be more on TV, teasing a match with Ospreay. Dynasty's going to have a big crowd too. Let's enjoy what we have. Because I do think we could look at the fact that things are, when it comes to attendances, and you have a point. I think looking forward, things are going to get better. Sounds good? That's what I'll say about the crowd. I don't want it to sound like I'm completely kissing AEW's ass. I want to be fair. But I also think we should keep an open mind for things to get better over time. And I do see things getting better. So they kicked the show off with Swerve Strickland coming in talking about the fact that he did not win on Sunday. But what was interesting is that during his promo, he mentioned the fact that the crowd was behind him. And that he's accepting the fact that the crowd is behind him, which essentially means he's a babyface now. He's a babyface. That's good, which is what he should be. He should be a babyface. So Swerve is now looking to get back at Samoa Joe and get another title shot. And that title shot, I believe, and again, this is just how I think, that title shot is going to definitely happen at Dynasty. Samoa Joe versus Swerve Strickland at Dynasty. They're already teasing it. Samoa Joe comes out to confront him, and then here come the Undisputed Kingdom, the Devil Rising. Undisputed Kingdom comes out with Adam Cole, baby, in a wheelchair. Lets the people know that Roderick Strong is the new international champion and that Wardlow is coming for that belt next week. And then he tells Joe and Swerve that the ROH champs, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, are going to take them on, the Kingdom. But it was going to be next week. But then Tony Khan said, nah, it's happening right here. So they run to the ring, Swerve and Joe, once again being partners. Okay. And they beat the pair of Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. And that's as simple as it was. They completely destroyed the ROH Tag Team Champs. Nothing else to really say about that, really. They just destroyed the ROH Tag Team Champs. And they're going to be building to a match at the pay-per-view. But before we get to that, we do have a championship match next week with Wardlow and Samoa Joe. I think it's safe to say that Wardlow is not winning that title next week. Now, if they were doing Wardlow and Samoa Joe at the pay-per-view, I could see Wardlow winning then. But I don't know. I might be surprised. We might see Wardlow win the title from Samoa Joe, and then we do Wardlow and Swerve at the pay-per-view, and that's how Swerve wins the belt. Who knows? All I know is, if they do a one-on-one match with Swerve Strickland against any champion at Dynasty, I think, and I might be jumping the gun here, I think there's a high chance he wins the world title at Dynasty. Whether it's Joe or Wardlow. There's a high chance, because Page is not going to be here. He's taking a break for whatever reason. He's going to be gone for a couple of months. So, yeah, I don't see anybody interfering. I think Swerve should win. We'll have to see it. We'll have to see how that turns out. All right, the next thing on the list here on the lineup a promo with Hook and Renee Paquette. We see Chris Jericho walk into the scene. Chris Jericho says he respects Hook because just like his dad did to him in ECW, Hook dropped him on his head on Sunday and he respects him. And he says he has his back. So Hook, who now has a match against Brian Cage, goes out there, has an FTW title match. Hardcore rules. Match was good. Crowd was into it. Brian Cage is very underrated. We all know Hook is awesome, but we need to give a little bit more respect to Brian Cage. He is one of the best talents they have, bar none. So Hook does beat Brian Cage, and I love the ending where Brian Cage pulls out some thumbtacks. He gets suplexed on the thumbtacks, and then Hook hooks in the Taz mission. And then Brian Cage falls backwards on the thumbtacks to get Hook off of him. And Hook doesn't release the hold. Great visual. Love that. That's a great character moment for Hook. He is just a badass. He has a high pain tolerance. And then, of course, we all know what happened. Submission. Hook wins. And then, of course, the Mogul Embassy come out to attack Hook. And then Chris Jericho makes the save. So, alright, when we talk about issues I have. This one, I don't know necessarily what we're doing here with Chris Jericho. I feel like the booking of Chris Jericho has been all over the place. Is it necessarily his fault? No, I think they were originally going to do a feud between him and Sammy Guevara. Unfortunately, Sammy can't stay out of trouble. He got suspended, which now leaves Chris Jericho with nothing to do. I don't know how long Sammy's going to be gone. I think he's going to be gone for a couple of months as well, because this is it's either his second or his third suspension. I still don't know, because I've been asking around. The Sasha Banks situation was one. I think he was given time off in 2022 when he had the incident with Eddie Kingston and or both Andrade. But I do know that he was suspended for injuring Jeff Hardy recently. So, man, look. I don't know what they're doing with Chris Jericho, but he feels so goddamn directionless right now. And him being paired with Hook is so random. It's so random. I know he was supposed to be doing a tag team with Kenny Omega as well. I'm pretty sure they were going to win the tag team titles. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just feel, and this is just me personally, we could be doing a little bit better with Chris Jericho. Because right now, he's just all over the place. And it doesn't feel natural. It feels kind of forced. And that's just how I feel about it. So, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Chris Jericho's booking, because and people are saying, well, Chris Jericho, and Taz do have history. And I'm not doubting that. It just feels weird. That's all I'm saying. It just feels kind of weird. It could be done better. We could be doing something else with Jericho. That's all I'm saying. You don't got to agree or disagree. I'm just saying that we could be doing something different with Chris Jericho. I know we're trying to keep it positive. Okay? Let me at least be fair and take on some criticism when it comes to AEW. Now, following that, we had Kill Switch, Luchasaurus, taking on Daddy Magic, Mac Menard. Match was essentially a squash match. Kill Switch beat the piss out of Matt Menard. You had Christian on commentary. And then after the match, of course, you had the Patriarch, that's Nick Wayne, of course, Christian, Mama Wayne, and Luchasaurus, Kill Switch, all ganging up on Matt Menard. Daniel Garcia comes out, they gang up on him, leave him laying. And then Adam Copeland, the former Edge, makes his return and basically beats up everybody. Hits Kill Switch with a steel chair, chokes out Nick Wayne, scares off Mama Wayne, and then Homeboy went Road Runner. He went Road Runner, and Wile E. Coyote on Christian. Christian was gone. Meet. That boy went sprinting. Shit was hilarious. Just like Tom and Jerry. That shit was great. And they was all over the place. Christian ran through the backstage to the crowd, got into a car, pulled a Grand Theft Auto, pulled a guy out the car, got into the car, spat off, and ran away holding the championship out the window. Loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then Adam Copeland turned around and said, "This ends in 2 weeks in Toronto, March 20th. I quit." So there you go. Well, we're going to conclude this feud not at the pay-per-view, not at Dynasty, which I thought was going to be the location, but in Toronto. I quit. Okay. Sounds good to me. I know. Roadrunner. I corrected myself. I said Roadrunner. But yeah, I'm excited about that. That's gonna be a fun match. I'm just surprised we're not doing it at Dynasty. I said to myself, well, that's definitely a match they have to do at Dynasty, right? And they said, nope, we're gonna do it on Dynamite. Which is good, because you want the ratings to be up, and you want people to want to buy tickets to these shows. So, I honestly, you know what? The more I think about it, yeah, it should be on Dynamite. Because that show in Toronto will do very well. It'll do really, really well. Alright, let me see what's going on here. After Kaplan, the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, your EVPs, come out to the ring. And then, of course, Tony Schiavone tries to interview them. They run off Tony Schiavone because they're assholes. They gotta stop being mean to Tony. But yeah, they accuse Sting and Darby Allin of cheating by bringing all of Sting's veteran friends to help him win. But it doesn't matter, because he gone now. He gone. Then they do some house cleaning. They have special announcement, guys. And it's going to be the greatest announcement in the world. They have 2 announcements. Of course, the first announcement is that both Hangman Page has been suspended, and Kenny Omega has been fired. Yeah. And then we'll talk about that at a later date. I think they're setting up Kenny for a babyface turn when he returns. Hangman Page is going to be a heel when he comes back, so I'm not worried about that. But he fires Kenny Omega, and before he can get the second announcement out, here comes Eddie freaking Kingston. He's wearing his sweatpants, literally flips off the Young Bucks. He tells them to find him now because he's got something to say. Matthew's like, hey, take it easy. Let's take this to the back. And then Eddie starts fighting him. They fight him back. And just when it seems like things are going to go wild, haywire for Eddie, the coin drops, and Kazuchika, when we're calling him Kazuchika Okada, I was getting kind of worried. I thought we were going to do Kazuchika. It's Kazuchika Okada. Kazuchika Okada comes out. Big pop. 3,500 people in there. Sounding like 7,000 with the big pop. He comes out, gets inside the ring, looking good. Professional. And we're thinking Okada's going to help Eddie beat up the Young Bucks. Nope! Grabs Eddie by the tights, turns his ass around, BAM! Rainmaker on Eddie Kingston. Crowd boos the living hell out of him. Because everyone loves Eddie. And then the Young Bucks get on the microphone and say, the newest member of the Elite, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker. Yeah, Okada's a heel now. He's a villain. Didn't see that coming. Initially, I didn't like it. Initially, I was like, what? Why would you do that? No, like, real talk. Initially, I think I can't be the only person that felt this way. I'm like, why would you turn one of the biggest superstars in the world heel? Why would you do that? Like, seriously, like, you think fans? Do you honestly think fans are going to boo Okada? I'm not. You're not. No one is going to boo Okada. He's too good. He's too popular. Everyone loves him. But then I thought about it. I sat back for a minute. I said to myself, this could actually work. Number one, I don't think we've ever seen, I know Okada has been a heel before. I don't think we've ever seen the Rainmaker Okada as a heel. This is a new direction for him. This is completely different. He's with the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are going to give him a different kind of aura around him because these are new people. These aren't just Matt and Nick. These are Matthew and Nicholas. They're executives now. And it gives them more of a professional feel. So it's a new look, a new wrinkle for him. And that does kind of have me excited. Also with him as a heel, that opens up a slew of matches for him. We can redo Okada and Bryan Danielson, this time with Bryan as the babyface, Okada as the heel. We can do Okada versus Adam Copeland, Okada versus Darby Allin, Okada versus Swerve Strickland, Okada versus, oh my god, I'm going to be here all day, Okada versus Eddie Kingston. And most importantly, the real reason I think they turned him heel is because they're setting up for Okada versus Kenny Omega at All In, which, by the way, it would be different this time. Because before you had Okada and Kenny Omega, Omega was Omega was the heel and Okada was the babyface. And then when Omega finally beat him, Omega was the babyface. Now, we're going to do Okada as the heel and Omega as the babyface. I like it. And we can also do Will Ospreay and Okada again. My goodness, we'd be here all day just naming the fucking matches. Okada, we could do Konosuke Takeshita and Okada, which would be phenomenal, by the way. I hope we do that. I'm feeling it. Like, when you stop and just think about it for 2 seconds, there's a lot of potential here for Okada as a heel. And personally, I'm just happy Okada's here. I'm happy he's in AEW. I'm happy he's going to be used. And I'm happy he's going to be used in a way that I know is going to be beneficial to not just him, but to AEW as well. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I think this is going to be good. If it sucks, I'll be the first one to say it sucks. But I think it's going to be a good one. I am excited for it. I am excited to see what this does overall. So give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts about the Rainmaker and the EVPs coming together. Come together right now. Over me. I love it. The only women's match in the show, and again, I'm going to keep bringing it up until Tony Khan changes it. We need more time for the women. But the only women's match on the show, Kris Statlander versus Riho. Kris Statlander. Well, first off, match was really good. Really good match. They had good chemistry. Sometimes Rio's matches aren't that great. Like, Riho versus Toni Storm was kind of meh. Here it was good. And Kris Statlander, being the powerhouse, got to do some crazy stuff with Riho. So, good chemistry, good match overall. We get to the end of the match where Kris is struggling. She's having trouble beating Riho. Stokely Hathaway, who has been in the corner of Willow and Kris for the longest time, throws a chain inside the ring and tells Kris to use it. Now, Kris is like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. She gets the chain, she looks at it, and then she contemplates it. She contemplates it, and then just throws it out of the ring, which allows Riho to jump in and do a roll-up on Kris. And Kris Statlander loses to Riho. 1, 2, 3. The former TBS champ can't catch a break. Riho wins. And we see Stokely Hathaway just looking disappointed, like, you could have been a winner, but you decided to be a loser. Interesting storyline. Because now you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it from the standpoint of, that's all your fault, Stokely. If you hadn't distracted me, I could have actually won. Or you can look at it as, well, if you would have used the chain, you would have actually won too. So, which path is she going to choose? We'll have to find out. Speaking of Stokely Hathaway, he goes backstage to meet with Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale will also be taking on Riho, and the thing is, Willow Nightingale will probably end up winning fair and square, while Kris has to probably cheat. So we'll do Willow, and she's going to be taking on Julia Hart for the TBS Championship. If that is the case, I think it's time we take that belt and put it on Willow Nightingale. TBS champ Willow Nightingale. She did win the Owen Hart Cup. I've been waiting for them to capitalize on it. It's been almost a year now. So let's give her something. That's all I'm going to say. So let's see where that goes. Toni Storm was backstage with Mariah looking like old school Toni Storm. That's such a good cosplay. It really is such a good look. She's going to do the Tony Awards soon. When is it? Is it next week? Yeah, she's going to do the Tony Awards sometime in the future. We don't know when, but if it's on Wednesday, if it's next week Wednesday, you know what that means. You know exactly who's debuting. If it's on Saturday, we'll see what happens. But the Tony Awards next week, I know exactly who's going to debut. And that's going to be fun. They should open the show with it, by the way. Let me see here. They do a promo with Darby Allin. Darby Allin comes out and, of course, vacates the tag team titles. Says he doesn't have a partner, doesn't want another partner unless it's Sting. I did see that Darby was wearing a black shirt because he probably doesn't want to show his back right now because of stitches. But he does say that he is going to go climb Mount Everest, so there's a good chance he will not make it back. And just so we're clear, people have died climbing Mount Everest, so it is a possibility that he could not make it back, so hopefully he does. But until then, he still has one more match before he leaves, and that's against Switchblade Jay White next week. And Switchblade was kind of a heel tonight, kind of a prick. So I'm thinking they're going to move away from the Bang Bang Scissor Gang soon. I hope so. But they're going to do Jay White versus Darby Allin next week. Let's see what happens then. And I don't need to look at my notes here. The House of Black had a commercial or a promo about Mark Briscoe for Saturday. They're going to be doing something on Saturday. I won't be watching. But, Kyle Fletcher. Will Ospreay. I don't need the app for that one. I joked about this at the beginning of the stream, where I said we might as well just start every Will Ospreay match off with 5 stars. And then it just gets higher from there. Genuinely, that's how it feels. Will Ospreay went out there to fight his best friend, Kyle Fletcher. And they tore it up. Look, this opened my eyes to Kyle Fletcher as a performer. I've always thought he was good, but I've always felt he was lacking something. I still feel that way, but I got more of a glimpse of his potential tonight. There's something there with Kyle Fletcher. I hope he taps into it. But man, they were doing everything. Poison Rana's super kicks, super kicks, freaking high-flying dives, drop kicks, cheeky Nandos, your mama Nandos. It was a lot of it. All the moves. Spanish flies, fly Spanish, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. It was basically everything you would want in a Will Ospreay match, and then some. Crowd loved it. Rightfully so. It was an outstanding, fantastic main event. And it got Kyle Fletcher over, because that might have been, in my opinion, that might have been his best match. A lot of people are saying that his match against Kenny Omega last year here in Houston was his best match. I disagree. This is his best match. This is his best match. Will Ospreay does win with the Hidden Blade. That finisher is so freaking devastating. And before we even get a chance to breathe and take in the match, out walks Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson walked out to confront Will Ospreay. And all they did was just stare at each other. That's literally all they didn't do a damn thing. They just stared at each other, the crowd got hyped, and the show ended. Matter of fact, I can pull it up right here. That's it. That's all they did. They just stared at each other. And that's how the show ended. Clearly, as you can see, that is the match for Dynasty, because that's what they're setting it up for. Look at the background. That's the match for Dynasty. Next year. Psych! Next month after WrestleMania. And I think that could be another match of the year. That will be another match of the year candidate. And people are like, well, I guess Danielson's losing. I mean, Danielson's probably going to lose all of his matches, because he's about to retire. Although I hope he would win a title before he retired, but what can I do? I'm not booking the show. Yeah, if we're already doing, based off of what I'm getting, Swerve and Joe, or Wardlow, Swerve, I don't know, we'll see. Swerve versus Samoa Joe is what I'm going to say right now. Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay. Don't know what we're doing with anything else. The finals of the tag team tournament, if I'm assuming that's what they're going to do, the finals of the tag team title tournament. Although I think he said we're going to determine a new tag team championship holders this month. So we'll see. Look, we got over a month to build up to it, and I'm pretty sure Mercedes is going to be on the show. You're going to have Okada on the show. You're going to have Ospreay and Bryan Danielson. You're going to have a lot of names on the show. So we're going to see how things turn out. I think AEW is going to get its mojo back. Heading into the spring, heading into summer, and we'll see if they can maintain it. This was a good start. Thought it was a great show tonight. But that's just me. You guys had the floor. You had the floor. How y'all feel? How we feeling about Dynamite? By the way, the crowd is here. Don't know why it's not showing the live chat right now. Let me do this. Let me see here. There is a rumor. Oh, there we go. It's just not showing everything else. That's so annoying. There's a rumor that Mercedes Moné is pushing AEW to do an all-women's wrestling show. They had the roster. They had the talent. They could do it. They could do it. AEW is going to feel like cooked chicken once again. That's an interesting comparison. And I'm excited to eat some cooked chicken. Is it spicy? What are we putting on it? What seasoning are we putting on it? Cajun? Is it Cajun? What we got here? Stephen Braun. No, seriously, pray for Darby. Yeah, pray for Darby Allin. I have no idea what's going to happen to that guy. Say a quick prayer for Darby. He'll be okay. Now, Okada versus Kingston would be a fire match. There you go. Okada versus Eddie Kingston for, Dynasty. Oh my God, this card. Those 3 matches. Swerve Joe, Bryan Ospreay, and then Eddie Kingston and Okada. I'm already skimming it. I already had the $50 already. That's crazy. Says here, Mercedes Moné is also pushing Tony Khan to hire more bookers. Sounds good to me. Oh, come on. We were doing so well. Oh, the internet was doing so well. I'm sorry, y'all. I was doing so well. Okay, we're back. Sorry, the internet was doing so well. You know what? We might just go ahead and close this out really quickly. Let me read a couple of more comments, and then I'm gonna close it out. I'm so sorry, y'all. I hate the fact that the internet's bad right now. What's your thoughts on the new Dynamite theme song? I don't really have an opinion about it. It'll have to grow on me for a little bit. It'll have to grow on me. Let's see here. AEW is having a renaissance with Mercedes next week. She's gonna bring in so many eyes to the growing women's division. Yeah, hopefully so. Let me see here. He should take an AEW flag with him. Darby Allin, because he's climbing Mount Everest. That's hilarious. That's good. The women's division deserves better. Absolutely. They need to. Come on. Mercedes' first feud will be with Serena Deeb. Oh, she wants to wrestle the real female wrestlers. That sounds good to me. That would definitely be quite the feud to me. Let me see here. I legit hate thumbtacks. I don't screw it because I stepped on one when I was a baby. That did. Listen, when I was a kid and I stepped on one, that did not feel good. Serena called herself the final boss. Oh, she did! I see what she did there. Okay, so she might actually fight Mercedes at the pay-per-view. That sounds good to me. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, y'all, thank y'all so much. Let me go ahead and get out of here because the internet's tripping. It's tripping right now. You know how this works. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that button to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Goddamn. And TikTok. and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, and Venmo. The links to everything are down below in the description box. Friday Night SmackDown this Friday, and hopefully the internet is better. And it probably will be. Probably some WWE fans messing with my internet. Now, SmackDown will include The Rock, Roman, Cody, and Seth, so that would be an interesting show. And yeah, honestly, the only thing left to do is Big Business next week, and then it's WrestleMania. WrestleMania in what feels like 4 weeks. So we here. Stay tuned. Continue to watch the streams. Continue to leave your comments and support it. And always know, you are welcomed right here in Alyx's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Join the Discord, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll catch you guys next time. I'm out of here. Peace.
When you're